Hello YouTube. I'd like to hit a subject today, backup knives. And I think that I may have a little bit different take on a backup knife than a lot of people, and I'd like to explain to you why I feel like I do on the subject. And to start off with, the reason that I feel like I do has to do with, of all things, Soviet military doctrine. And a classic example of this, if you go back to World War II, the Germans obviously invaded the Soviet Union, and when they did, they had just rip-roaring success to start with. And of course, they're not taking anything away from them. They were very capable soldiers and all that. But the other thing that happened was the Russians on their borders. I think this is still their military doctrine. It was for many years. It still makes sense, so I don't know why they wouldn't do it. They put the most poorly trained and most poorly equipped troops at the border. So, you come through that line, they're going to get some of you, but you're probably going to roll over them pretty good. Russia's a vast place. And as you go deeper and deeper and deeper in Russia, just the terrain itself becomes an ally. And the other thing they do is, the closer you get to the heart of Russia, the better equipped, better trained, and more ready troops with the latest gear you're going to face. So you start out with the worst, and they take out as many of you as they can. You get in a little further, and you hit better troops, better equipment, and they take out more of you. And then when your supply lines are stretched out to the very longest, and you're already down on men, down on supplies, down on equipment, they hit you with their best people, their best troops, their best everything. And after thinking about this years ago, it's kind of where I developed my idea of a backup knife. And I do this on several levels. Backup knife for everyday EDC, for cutting tools. Backup knives for a casual trip in the woods, or backup knives if I'm going out for a week or really staying out for a long time. And we'll start with EDC, and I'll give you a quick overview. This is the little Breeza folder. Absolutely love this thing. It has a Scandi grind on it. Comes that way from the factory, and then I put a micro convex on it. It's D2, really holds an edge well, really like it. They also make this in S30V, I believe. It's more expensive, but after using this one for quite a while now, I see no, unless you're just an absolute fanatic and have to have S30V, I see no reason for it. This thing holds an edge like crazy. Everyday practical use, cutting all the things that I cut at work. I can go for weeks and weeks without having to put this to a strop or stone. But my idea is, let's say that I break this, and this is what I'm carrying every day. And I'm not around my bug out bag, I'm not around my vehicle, I'm not around anything else. Now, we all know that in reality, probably 99 chances out of 100. The reason I broke this is because I was prying on something I shouldn't have been doing with it, pulling out that staple that was a little too heavy, and I snapped the end off. Or separated the pin, did something with it. But on that one chance that what I did was something that my life depended on, most people now, you know, well, I carry a backup knife and it's a lesser blade, it's thinner, it's, you know, maybe a little Victorinox or something. Where does that put me? Not really in much better shape than I was. So my backup to this, my everyday carry, is this. A zero tolerance. It's larger, it's stronger, much heavier lock, Elmax steel, convex ground. I figure whatever I got into, I have a better chance of getting out of it with this than I do with a knife that's smaller and inferior to the one I've already broken. And the same thing out on the trail. I may start out and I have several that I use. Some of these are pretty stout, some aren't. This is one of my all-time favorite knives. I ordered this from Knives, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And it's made of silver steel. I blued the cold gun, blued the blade, and it's just one of the most comfortable knives in my hand. Just amazing. Super sharp, holds a great edge. Again, it's comes scanded ground, and I put a micro convex on it. And just one of my favorite all-around using tools. But if I'm in the woods with that, or this Mora 510, or even perhaps this, my friction forged Wayne Goddard Hunter, if I break one of those, and especially if I'm out in the woods, I definitely want an up knife, and I would go to something like this, which is the Habilis bush tool. If nothing else, that's a hard knife to break right there. That's a big chunk of steel. What I carry most often though is my Forester B. If I'm going to do something to break this, I'm probably not going to get out of whatever the situation is with the knife anyway. So that's just in short kind of the reason that I think the way I do. And you can expand that to other gear too. You might have some gear that works well, but it's, you know, kind of minimal, if you will. And you may want to actually make that your primary gear. Use it and keep your very best stuff as your backup. Because if you do something to break your everyday stuff, again, 99 chances out of 100, it's going to be something mundane. You're just going to be aggravated, and you can grab another blade and go on about your business. Maybe you were batoning in a log and broke it. But it may be also that you're in a very serious situation, and having an inferior tool to what you've already broken as your backup isn't going to do you a lot of good. So it's time to bring out the big guns if that happens. So this was just a quick video and give you something to think about. I'd love to see some responses on this, see what other people think. And the other thing I do also in backup to a folding knife like this for everyday carry, it has parts on it. It has a lock, it has a center pin, a hinge, all things that can break. And as a backup to that, I carry this, a straight bladed knife, same size, but no hinge pin to break, nothing to open, nothing to fail, no lock to fail, just a solid chunk of steel that will cut. Just another way to be redundant, another way to have a backup that may take care of you when nothing else will. So I think I got that on backwards for the first time. Let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree? have a totally different point of view, leave some comments or a response video. I'd love to hear your take on it and see what you guys think about it. And we'll talk to you later.